It's like suddenly discovering there are elephant-sized ducks everywhere. Black holes do not just bend the stage, they're like trapdoors. What we mean by lying is the concept of lies to children. Gyruses look funny. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Magic. Let's stop time. So to tell friend from foe, they have to touch them. There's a merciless war being fought by the true rulers of this planet. A freakish one-way time travel trip to the future where your loved ones are long dead. Very recently, viruses became even weirder. Whether you have survived this long doesn't really matter. Tomato, for example, has 35,000 genes. If there were dinosaurs watching the stars, one night they may have noticed the appearance of a new star. Caesar's legions would stand no chance against Napoleon's army, basically mystery genes. A lot of the debris yeeted into space. Your enemies multiply orders of magnitude faster than you. Spaghettification is only a risk with smaller black holes. So who's right? Well, it's complicated. Your immune system is the guardian of this planet, the murder university of your thymus. Until you've been reduced to a thin stream of hot plasma, gobbled up in one final slurp, never to be seen again. This actually breaks the universe in really cool ways. Turns out there are giant viruses. And what happens when we blow stuff up because it's fun? Cells of your adaptive immune system found a cheat code. This is bad. First of all, you'd see the strangest funhouse mirror in the universe. A painful death by spaghettification awaits you. Well, you just need a bit of insanity and some maths. Could you please fix? We know it sits there because we can see a number of stars being thrown around by a seemingly empty spot. It's the climate. You can drown in a pool at age 7. Your immune system is you. The reality is, well, it's complicated. We wish you a happy year 12,022. That's 2.5 Milky Ways wide. Opinion part. What can you actually do? Still, all cows burp and fart to similar degrees. Like the giraffe, a yellow animal with brown patterns that looks like a horse, and an antelope had a baby with a long neck and 2 tiny hairy horns. 40 trillion is 40,000,000,000,000,000,000. Most T cells are a bit disgusted and not interested. Form one giant elliptical galaxy with the unoriginal name Milkdromeda. It currently spends its time eating a 70 solar mass blue giant bit by bit. You can fall from a ladder at age 60. If you don't mind freezing and suffocating, you can now take a stroll over Venus's surface. If you don't have the money or time for these things, you should feel bad. You can decide for yourself what you want to do with this information. Poop everywhere. Since you started watching this video, around 22 million stars have moved out of our reach forever. You were completely unaware of the drama your cells had to deal with. There are way more things we know we don't know, and worse, there are probably even more things we don't even know that we don't know about. In this phase, you transition from being young to middle-aged to old. Not old, but the young old of your 60s. Emit or die. 2. Does buying local food actually matter? Elephants, swans, and baboons that look like monsters right out of nightmares. In a sense, the universe is pulling off a great show for us, showing us things that are out of reach forever. They're so enthusiastic about killing that they kill themselves. This tiny thing bullying the star is so much smaller that we can barely even show them in comparison. Wrapping your mind around your life is pretty hard because you're up to your neck in it. Let's try something new today. We can call it Behind the Lies. If you think about it, your imagination is the only thing stopping you from doing all kinds of things. It's like trying to understand the ocean while learning how to swim. How many dinosaur giraffes were there? Like a soldier decorating itself in the guts of a dead enemy. It is busy keeping you alive so you can live to whine another day. But just in general, biology trips us up. Look at your body. It's mainly squishy, gooey, soft stuff. Let's assume you are one of the lucky ones, which means you had a total of 5,200 weeks of life at your disposal when you were born. You look at your bleeding thumb that you just cut on a dirty twig in the park. How annoying. So maybe T-Rex was a cuddly fellow that spent a lot of time playing around or impressing potential mates when it was not hungry. You were pretty useless for society. If we took an honest look at what you are, in a sense, nothing more than a complex tube. Granted, a tube that can close both ends. Also, a lot wetter, slimier, and grosser. It would be like telling someone your whole life story on the first date. Overwhelming, and very likely to make them less interested in dating you. Imagine a mouse crawling into your mouth and using your guts and bones and fat tissue to build a mouse factory. All you need to do is throw something massive at a planet to make it uninhabitable. How can a thing that might be dead hunt another thing that might be dead too? Let's look at one of them. Kurzgesagt is lying to you. In every video, even in this one. When you feel down and like there's not that much new to discover, think of gyruses and all the other elephant-sized ducks all around us. Invisible until we look more closely. In Middle America, basically any soil, vegetation or animal is just shredded into pieces and catapulted thousands of kilometers away. Finding the true nature of reality is super hard because our brains did not evolve for this job and the universe doesn't care if we understand it. But how do you learn to look at the world? If you could throw your ball fast enough, it would bend around the world and come back to you. You need to find someone who thinks you're cute. So the ultimate interplanetary annihilation weapon is probably something like a relativistic kill vehicle. Whatever the truth is, viruses are the most successful beings on this planet. Every 10 billion years, one single grain of sand falls to the bottom. A good way to explain this is by asking you to imagine an army of cooks and the first deadly bacteria that will emerge in a city on Mars in 100 years. Ultimately, we hope that we light a fire in you that... Here, we see the unnamed asteroid about to commit specieside. We still don't know anything for sure. Not only will it slow down the delivery of Kurzgesagt products, but also less exciting things like food. Nobody would sleep through this day. Matter bends space, and bent space tells matter how to move. But we still haven't talked about the worst thing yet. Take France and Sweden. You're not a person. You're a planet. To survive the longest, you must do nothing. And then nothing. Why isn't the moon on its way to crash into us already? Today, we are answering an age-old, very scientific and important question. What if the moon crashes into Earth? The apocalypse has finished its warm-up act.